Imagine this. Right now, somewhere in the world, two people are making very different decisions. The first person receives $1,000 and immediately spends it. A new phone, a few nice dinners, some clothes, a weekend trip. For a few days, life feels exciting. The second person receives the exact same $1,000, but instead of spending it, they invest it. Nothing exciting happens. No celebration, no instant reward, no dramatic change, just a simple decision. 10 years later, one of those people barely remembers where the money went. The other is looking at a growing investment account that has been quietly working for them every single day. And that raises an important question. If I invest $1,000 today, how much could it become in 10 years? The answer might surprise you. But before we reveal the numbers, you need to understand something that has created more wealth than almost anything else in history, a force so powerful that even some of the world's richest investors have built their fortunes around it. That force is called compound growth. Most people think making money requires constant effort, work more hours, take more shifts, start another job. And while hard work is important, compound growth follows a different rule. It allows your money to start working for you. Imagine planting a tiny seed in your backyard. The first day, nothing changes. The second day, nothing changes. The first month, still nothing impressive. You might even think the seed isn't growing. But underneath the soil, something incredible is happening. Roots are spreading, strength is building, a foundation is forming. Then one day, a small green shoot appears. Years later, that tiny seed becomes a giant tree. Money grows in a very similar way. The beginning often looks slow, almost boring. But over time, growth starts building upon growth, and eventually the results become impossible to ignore. Let's look at some numbers. Suppose you invest $1,000 today and earn an average return of 7% per year. After the first year, your investment becomes about $1,070. Not a huge difference. Many people would look at that gain and feel disappointed. Only $70. But here's what most people miss. The next year, you're no longer earning returns on $1,000. You're earning returns on $1,070. Your money is now making money, and that new money is making money too. Year after year, the process repeats itself. By the end of 10 years, your original $1,000 grows to approximately $1,967. You didn't add more money. You didn't do extra work. You simply allowed time to do its job. Now let's increase the average return to 10%. After 10 years, that same $1,000 grows to around $2,594, more than 2.5 times your original investment. Think about that for a moment. The money didn't magically appear. It grew because you gave it two things: time and patience. Unfortunately, patience is exactly what many people struggle with. We live in a world that rewards instant gratification. Food arrives in minutes, movies start immediately, packages show up the next day, everything feels fast. So when investing doesn't produce overnight results, people become frustrated. They want immediate success, immediate profits, immediate wealth. But wealth is usually built slowly before it is seen suddenly. Imagine watching a bamboo tree grow. For years, it appears as though nothing is happening. The plant barely rises above the ground. Then suddenly, within a short period, it shoots upward dramatically. People see the rapid growth and assume it happened overnight. What they don't see are the years spent building a strong foundation underground. Successful investing often works exactly the same way. The visible results arrive much later than the effort, and that's why so many people quit too early. They stop investing just before the real growth begins. Now here's something even more interesting. The amount you start with is often less important than when you start. Let's compare two people. Person A invests $1,000 today. Person B waits 5 years before investing the same amount. Both earn the same return. Both leave the money untouched. Yet person A ends up with significantly more money. Why? Because they gave their investment something person B could never recover. 5 extra years. Time is the most valuable asset in investing, not intelligence, not luck, not even money itself. Time. Every year you wait is a year your money isn't growing, and unlike money, lost time can never be replaced. This is why many financial experts encourage people to start as early as possible. Even small investments can become surprisingly powerful when given enough years. Think about some of the world's most successful investors. Many of them didn't become wealthy because they made one perfect investment. They became wealthy because they stayed invested for a very long time. Consistency often beats brilliance, patience often beats prediction, and discipline often beats talent. Now imagine another scenario. Instead of investing only $1,000 once, you invest small amounts regularly, maybe $50 every month, maybe $100. At first, the progress still feels slow, but over the years, something remarkable begins to happen. You are not only contributing more money, you are creating more opportunities for compound growth. Each new investment becomes another worker on your financial team. $1 becomes 2, 2 become 4, 4 become 8. And the cycle continues, slowly, steadily, relentlessly. This is why many wealthy people focus less on timing the market and more on time in the market. Nobody consistently predicts every rise and fall. Even professionals struggle to do that. But staying invested through different market conditions has historically rewarded patient investors. Of course, investing always involves risk. Returns are never guaranteed. Markets can rise, markets can fall. Some years may be excellent, others may be disappointing. That's why diversification, research, and long-term thinking are important. But throughout history, one lesson has remained remarkably consistent. Time has often been the greatest ally of investors. Now let's return to our original question. If you invest $1,000 today, how much could it become after 10 years? At an average annual return of 7%, approximately $1,967. At an average annual return of 10%, approximately $2,594. Those numbers are impressive, but they are not the most important part of this story. The most important part is what those numbers represent: a choice, a decision, a moment when someone chooses their future over immediate gratification. Because wealth is rarely built through one giant action, it is usually built through small decisions repeated consistently over time: one investment, one contribution, one year, then another, and another. Until one day you look back and realize something incredible. The money you invested years ago has been working for you the entire time, while you were sleeping, while you were working, while you were living your life. Your investment never took a vacation, never called in sick, never asked for a raise. It simply kept growing. And that is the real power of investing. Not getting rich overnight, not chasing shortcuts, not hoping for miracles, but allowing time, patience, and compound growth to quietly transform a small amount of money into something much larger. Because the best day to start investing was years ago, the second best day is today.